Hello students, I am Sosan welcoming you to the learning of anthropology. If at all you have selected this subject for the first time, that is the subject of anthropology for UPSC examination, my heartiest welcome to you to the learning of anthropology. This has been a subject that really paid off well for the students for several years. It has given very good scores and it has given very good selections. And that is where this has been a very choicest optional for many of the students. And in this brief talk, I would want to give to you the basic approach that we would be following for the course of anthropology. And secondly, I will also be giving you some short list of very significant books. See, it doesn't mean that you buy all of them, you go through all of them cover to cover, etc. But these are some of the books that really would help you in improving your content and in improving your presentation. Now in this, I would want to first talk to you about our approach in the course of anthropology. See, first and foremost thing is that we would be identifying the areas which really pay off for the students, that would help them gain the absolute confidence in the subject and where the basic concepts are there. So throughout, our effort will be to see to it that you get the concepts with the utmost clarity. That is always my objective. So once you have the concepts clear, the rest of the thing would be to play with the concepts in the exam, because you will have to understand that the exam with UPSC is not simply a direct kind of a question, that they are going to straightforward questions that they would be asking. The kind of questions where applications are involved, interpretations are involved, that have been rising. So in addition to having an absolute conceptual clarity, you should also be knowing how exactly to interlink various topics, various concepts across the paper 1 and paper 2 in your examination. So the idea would be that in that bracket of 90 to 100 lectures that we are going to have for you, averaging to about 2 or 45 minutes to 3 hours of course, daily program that we are going to have. The idea is that we will have a particular stream of doing the syllabus. Definitely we are not going to do from that chronologically chapter 1, 2, 3 kind of a thing. Whichever segment that we are going to pick up, we would be doing that comprehensively, bringing together the similar things from paper 1 and paper 2. That is where you get that comprehensive understanding. And looking at the way the theoretical aspect of anthropology, that is anthropological thought, and understanding of the basic foundations of the discipline are concerned, we would devote a good lot of time on those topics. Nevertheless, we have the other segments such as archaeology, which is tricky for several people. That is going to be one of the very focus areas, because archaeology related stuff and human evolution has always been highly scoring, and that is where good number of questions also come up. And also you'll have to understand that there is so much of contemporaneous in the subject. The examination is moving towards the contemporary changes and enriched kind of a content from where questions are appearing in the exam. So we have 5 pillars of the preparation. One will be to give you the absolute conceptual clarity. Second thing is to identify a proper stream of delivering the course to you, bringing together various related aspects. This is a very important thing in preparing the lesson plan for the student. So the conceptual clarity. Second thing is you have the various combinations of the content in which we are supposed to deliver. Third thing is the discussions that happen in the classroom. Those discussions would actually bring together the classical anthropology and then the contemporary anthropology, so that you get a broader and the necessary perspective about the content. And fourthly, you would be given a full-fledged the notes in the form of, partly in the discussions in the running note, and then you'll also be given the dictations. And the fifth one is the kind of printed material that you're going to get. That would help in adding stuff to whatever you have done in the classroom, you have written in the classroom. So this is actually the course in which we are going to conduct. Apart from this, for a general understanding, general information for the students, I am herewith presenting to you some of the reference books of anthropology. People might vary in their opinion about different books that I am trying to present here. Nevertheless, they have played their role in enriching the scores of the students, and hence they are really good for you to go through. Not cover to cover, but then at least certain areas that are of significance for your exam, you may perhaps go through them. Now let us have a look at some of these books. This is a very important book, Cultural Anthropology by William Haviland. This can help you, get very interesting case studies and examples, basic level of understanding of the concepts, especially in cultural anthropology. When it comes to anthropological thought, the very original and very thought-provoking and very lucid kind of a one that can help you get a clear understanding of anthropological theory is The Rise of Anthropological Theory by Marvin Harris. I don't think there can be any replacement for this particular book. Nevertheless, there could be certain others as a part of the course. When we do the course, we would be talking about that. Whenever we start with any new subject for that matter, we generally recommend to the students to have some kind of a basic dictionary of that particular subject. Now, when it comes to anthropology, the Dictionary of Anthropology by E.B. Taylor is something that has been very sought after, and that helps the students. I mean, if at all you are not really buying, maybe perhaps once in a while you can glance through in your library. That is Dictionary of Anthropology by E.B. Taylor. What you can see here is a very interesting book, that is Anthropology by Skupin and Dicords. This is a book that is written in a very different perspective. It goes chronologically and across the time how different cultural institutions have evolved and how the contemporary issues have been the area of discussion for anthropology. So it is from that perspective, Skupin is a really good book. When it comes to Indian society and Indian anthropology, a couple of books I am recommending. You can choose based on which is comfortable for you to read. One is Indian Social System by Ram Ahuja. The second one is Indian Society, Institutions and Change by R.K. Sharma. When it comes to R.K. Sharma, it covers almost every aspect of Indian society when it comes to anthropology of UPSC Civil Services. As an addition to the other books, M.N. Srinivas collected essays, which consists of more than 40 different essays on different topics of Indian society. This will also be helpful to you. You can pick up the areas based on whichever is of your interest. When it comes to tribal studies, a lot of contemporary things have to be incorporated. Nevertheless, here I am trying to bring to you one particular popular book that is referred by the students and the faculty members, The Tribal Culture of India by Vidyarthi and Roy. In addition to this, we will in the future time be providing to you inputs about what other books and articles about tribal anthropology have to be referred to for your exam. So as a part of the course and also as a part of a series of different YouTube videos, we will be providing them with those information. And hence, what you can see here is one other book, Tribal Administration Development by Deogankar. Now, coming to population studies, which is census and demographic anthropology, this is one very important and helpful book, that is Hansrad's Population Studies. I do not actually recommend people to buy, so many books, and especially this one, Textbook of Anthropological Linguistics by K.K. Mishra. This one I'm recommending for one particular chapter, that is chapter 7 of paper 1. So for one particular book, if you have to study the entire book, that's also a challenge. Nevertheless, My side, I have to give you, where is the best source available for any particular chapter. That is the job I'm trying to do here, and hence this is that book. When it comes to archaeology, prehistory of India and of the world, Bhattacharya, Dr. D.K. Bhattacharya's book, An Outline of Indian Prehistory, this has been of great help to the students, and hence the book. In addition to these, a couple of other books are also there, nevertheless. We have books for physical anthropology like Steen and Rowe, Physical Anthropology by Steen and Rowe. That is a very helpful and outstanding book, irrespective from which background you come from, whether you come from life sciences or engineering stream, other science and social sciences streams. Steen and Rowe can do a lot of benefit to you. And in addition to close this particular talk, you should be referring to various journals like Man in India and several other journals for that matter. You have Current Anthropology, that is one journal, Southeastern Anthropology or Eastern Anthropology. So you have good number of journals which you may perhaps refer based on your schedule and time in order to see what's happening in the world of anthropology today. I mean, that's what is the short list of books that I'm here to talk about. Nevertheless, if you are joining the course, most of it we would be delivering in the form of classroom lectures and notes and printed note, etc. And in those lectures, I will be telling you based on the necessity which particular book and which particular chapter has to be used by you. On that note, I'll be bringing to you information related to the upcoming batches, December 2021 related courses. And these courses will be helpful to you to write an exam for 2022 if you are in urgency and you are planning to write this year, or you're already in the stream of preparation. And definitely for 2023 exam, this course is going to be of great help. Now, as you can see here, there are two sets of courses, both in the online and offline programs. One we call foundation course, the other is the comprehensive course, the details of which are also provided there. The comprehensive course includes the test series as well. On the other hand, for the foundation course, we do not hold the test series, but we have all the other things more or less similar, including the assignments that we would be providing and discussing from time to time. One other small announcement that I want to make here is we would be holding Zoom interactive sessions for the students who are interested in joining the December or whatever batches in the future, both online and offline mode. You may perhaps get yourself registered for the Zoom meeting. If at all you have any questions, anything to talk to me, you can avail this particular opportunity. You can register and get into that particular Zoom related interactive session. Thank you so much for paying your attention and watching.